What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of How to Upgrade. So you finally got to your legend deck and you're thinking, how can I bring this deck to the next level? You have come to the right video because in this video, I'm going to teach you how you can obtain new power using upgrades from the booster packs. So, in this video, I'll be teaching you how you can upgrade your basic Aichi legend deck into one that can stand up to the competition out there. So you're going to kick a friend's butt in a card fight, whether it's competitive or fun play, this is the place. So, right here we have a really solid Aichi legend deck because legend decks usually gives us a very solid structure of how your winning image should be. So your winning image of this deck is basically to abuse your Blaster Blade with Alfred, so your Blaster Blades will get Twin Drive so that your opponent will cry because you'll be checking 5 triggers in one turn. So, but there's two catch to this problem. Do you want to hear the good news or the bad news? Alright, the good news is this deck needs little upgrade to make it really strong. But the bad news is, what the hell? Why is there only one damn Blaster Blade in this whole deck when this whole deck is based around Blaster Blade? I'm starting to think that Bushiroad is still thinking it is April's Fool. But, so, don't fret because I will teach you how you guys should build the deck. And, of course, explain each of the pros and cons of the deck. So, let us get started. So, in this deck, we have a really structured as you guys can see, most of the units are based on the old enemy units, and those and they have really good effects. But there's some cards that I would like to change in order to make this deck super consistent. Alright, so first up, the grade trees in this deck is absolutely amazing. Unlike the previous legend decks like the Ren and Kai legend deck, they actually given us so-called mediocre secondary grade tree. But this grade tree is actually amazing because Palomidas is able to hit 21k by itself. So I am actually not going to touch the grade tree. This is great news because this makes the upgrading really budget. Alright, so we're not going to touch the grade trees, but the grade 2s are huge trouble. So first up, we only have one damn Blaster Blade, alright? In the deck where you can search out so many Blaster Blades. So unfortunately, we have to play 4 Blaster Blades. So the first card I recommend you guys to get is 4 copies of Blaster Blade. So if you guys kept your Blaster Blade and be loyal to your avatar, this is the right time to put them out and add it to your deck. Alright, in this deck, what will I change? First up, to add in 4 Blaster Blade, I'm definitely removing Guillotine. Guillotine, even though it's a strong card, Blaster Blade just outshadowed it because of how important it is to use it with Alfred. So I'm going to take out Guillotine and maybe 1 copy of Bandavir, because otherwise his brother K will get jealous. So I'm going to play 3 of each. So right here, I am going to take out 4 cards to add in 4 copy of Blaster Blade. Alright, the reason you guys may be asking, why you take out the SP looking one? Because I like being the cool snowflake that plays the 3DS version of Blaster Blade. So this is a promo Blaster Blade. You could play any Blaster Blade you want, but I'm just going to put the promo just because it looks kind of nice. So first up, modification into Blaster Blade. Very important. As long as once you get this legend deck, please go and find Blaster Blades, because this whole deck revolves around Blaster Blade, and I have no idea why Bushiroad only printed 1 Blaster Blade. So unfortunately, a Blaster Blade is a must in this deck. So right here we have 8 Blaster Blades, which is perfect because we can search out so many Blaster Blades with like Wingull and stuff. So definitely get them in there. So next up, the strikes are very good because so far there are little to no modification needed to make to the strikes. So yeah, saving money on strike is just good because strikes are usually very expensive. Alright, next up, I'm gonna change the crit trigger, because if you're gonna play Blaster Blade, if you're not playing Flogger, you're doing it wrong. This Flogger is so damn good in this deck because it allows your Blaster Blade to restand. Not only your Blaster Blade is able to gain Twin Drive, your Blaster Blade is able to restand, even though you won't be able to do a Twin Drive again because the Twin Drive ability can only activate once on its first battle. So even if you Twin Drive after his Blaster Blade attacks, after you restand it, you will not gain any Twin Drive anymore. So take note. But nonetheless, this card is just too good in any Royal Paladin deck if you're playing Blaster Blade especially. So I'm going to change up 4 copies of Liu for 4 copies of Flogos, because I just love Flogos. I'm so happy that Flogos is actually crit. So Flogos. Flogos' ability is basically at the end of the battle that your Blaster Blade attacks the Vanguard, your opponent's Vanguard, you can counter blast 1, shuffle back into your deck, and resend that Blaster Blade. So it allows you to stand up my avatar. Perfect for the Blaster Blade deck. Next up, the final changes we make to the main deck is one copy of this. Alright, this change may not be compulsory because some people actually prefer to use him, but some people prefer to use Winger Brave. Alright, the reason why I chose Winger Brave over him is because he doesn't have the counter +1 cost to go in the soul, and the Vanguard you're riding is gonna be Blaster Blade Exceed, so you'll definitely be able to at least pull him off once, and you'll be able to search off your Blaster Blades or your Blaster Blade Exceed. Or in the future, I will be doing another build of this deck. There'll be so many builds in this deck, so make sure you subscribe to my channel because you'll be getting in of the best Blaster Blade decks. Okay, I'm just kidding, it's not the best, but I'll try my best because I'll try to learn from my friends and the internet so that I'll give you guys the best decks. I promise the best decks for you guys. So if you guys want to make changes, otherwise it's okay to keep as this. But for me, I'm trying to save the Counter Blast and prevent misgrades because you can use this early game. This has a GB ability, so it's not really feasible. Definitely a go for Wingo. So changes make to Wingo. Next up, let us go on to our G units. So the G units I recommend you to add is, alright, I play 4 copy of choice, but you could use any Royal Paladin Strides if you want. You could make a change to Alfred, so you play Alfred Dinosaur, Holy Squire Dragon, or you play 4 Aerial Divine Knight. Since I have them, I just play him. Aerial Divine Knight is a really good strike in this deck because of the fact that he is able to tutor 1 Grade 2 unit, and the Grade 2 units is actually pretty damn important. Alright, it is not a must play, but I will recommend you to play Aerial Divine Knight because you are able to search out, especially if you are fighting against control decks such as Kagero, you will be able to search out units using Starcore Trumpeter because Starcore Trumpeter will be able to search out any card you need. So you basically use him, search out Trumpeter, Counter +1, fill up your field, so get your formation back in base. So yeah, it's good against control decks. So yeah, 4 copies of Aerial Divine Outmao. Alright, so after today's testing, I feel that playing 1 copy of Myriad Dragon is enough, even because of its steep cost of 3 Soul Blast. So I would switch 1 Myriad Dragon into Legit Sword Dragon. Legit Sword Dragon is actually really good in this deck because for first strikes, sometimes if you do not have any Rearguard presence, most of the strikes are pretty much useless. So going to Legit Sword Dragon which allows you to superior call 1 card from your deck, 1 Blaster Blade unit from your deck. When you have control of Alfred Vanguard or a Blaster Vanguard, you will be able to tutor out some units. So sometimes if your field during your first strike, if you don't have any field presence, I'd rather you go into him. Or if you guys want to play Garblade, it is fine. I either recommend you go for Legit Sword or Garblade. Alright, so changes make is 1, I reduce 1 Myriad for 1 Legit Sword Dragon. Right, because the deck actually lacks a bit of the first turn strikes. Some games I actually had no field presence, and Myriad Dragon is actually quite useless. So yeah, now you have a choice of going to, if you have a good field, go for Myriad. If you need some recruiting, go for Legit Sword Dragon or Garblade. Right? Next up. And finally, the last 2 upgrade is 2 copies of G-Guardians. Because this Legend deck only gives us 2 G-Guardians, and the G-Guardians I recommend you guys play is 4. So 2 copies of Laser Guard Dragon, pretty cheap. He's pretty basic, it's just as long as you have a grade 2 on your field, you can use guard for 20k guard. So it's a very easy guard for this deck. Definitely play 2 copies. If you guys have access to, it could actually mix and match. If you want to play 3 copies of Isolde, it's cool. But I just go for 2 since it's kind of cheap and I got it for cheaps. So yeah, this is the final form of the basic Aichi Legend deck that I'll be playing for a while. If you guys want to check out my secret project, which is the Liu/Bakao Friend Blaster deck, make sure you like this video, and if I get enough likes, I guess I will share my secret build with you guys. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys are able to get some help from my advice. So be sure to add me on Facebook and subscribe to my channel. Peace out and love you guys. Rawr.